today I'm back at Clyde's Reptiland, and please excuse my appearance because I just drove 7 hours on 3 hours of sleep. That was kind of straining. My dad and I are both pretty tired, but we decided to stop by here on the way to go visit some family for Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm at Clyde's Reptiland with Katie. Hello.
Hi.
And who do we have here?
So this is one of our king cobras.
So where can you find these king cobras in the wild?
In the wild you find these guys in Southeast Asia.
And about what will they eat there?
King cobras actually eat other snakes. So any snake with the term king in its name, it gets that because it eats other snakes.
Kind of like the king snake?
Yes. So
it's kind of all the name has is king snake.
Yeah. Yep, they eat other snakes too.
So what animals would prey on a king cobra?
Larger king cobras definitely would. I mean, when they're smaller, possibly something like a bird of prey. When they get really large, like sometimes they can get 18 feet long. When they get really large, really not much is going to mess with that. So.
How long do the snakes usually live for?
Usually about like 20 plus years or so.
That's pretty old for a snake.
Yeah, most snakes honestly can live to be about 20 or so.
Oh, like obviously in captivity rather than the wild. Maybe sometimes in the wild.
Yeah, I don't know how many like studies are really done in the wild on like how long snakes live, but in captivity they can definitely live over 20 years.
So it is often said that king cobras or just cobras in general, are like super intelligent. So, like, have you had any experiences here so far that?
Yeah.
They kind of do the really smart things.
Yeah, they definitely seem to kind of know what's going on a little bit more so than some of the other snakes. And then they seem to be very curious as well. Like anytime you're walking by, they're kind of like looking at you to see what you're doing. So.
As soon as we walked in the room here, this guy was instantly like up in arms, like checking us out, while his other king cobra neighbor over here didn't care all that much. But he was definitely checking us all out, up to the glass and everything.
Yeah, they have their different personalities too. So.
And he definitely did not like my phone being up to the glass taking pictures of him either.
No.
So what is one of your favorite things of the species of snake?
I mean, it's just, they're actually like the longest venomous snake species in the world. Again, they can sometimes get 18 feet long, so that's pretty cool. And just cobras in general are neat because when they feel threatened, they do the hooding thing. And a lot of people don't realize they only do that when they feel scared or when they feel nervous. They flatten the ribs along their neck to make themselves appear larger than they actually are. They're big bluffers. They can stand up about 1/3 of their body length as well. They usually make a lot of mock strikes and they make a lot of different hissing sounds too. But an 18-foot long king cobra, if it stands up 1/3 of its body length, that would be about 6 feet tall. So that's taller than me.
You look at my dad and I right in the eyes.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine a snake doing that. Probably be running the other direction.
Be terrifying.
No matter how much I like snakes, if a snake's standing eye level with me, I'm not going to be there much longer.
Yeah.
So how did Reptiland come in possession of these snakes?
So these guys we actually got from the Toledo Zoo. We did have a few eggs that we had gotten from the Bronx Zoo previously as well, but we have since sent those guys out to other zoos.
And how does the coloration help them in the wild?
So the coloration helps them just kind of blend in. So a lot of king cobras will actually, as they age, they'll turn kind of like a tan color, and that'll just help them to blend in with like leaves and dirt and stuff. When they're young, they usually have more of a striped pattern, which kind of is a disruptive patterning, and again, that just kind of looks like
helps them blend
light and blended in. I don't really know how to describe it well.
Like, I understand what you're trying to say. It kind of breaks up the light and the shadows and everything.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people don't know about this, but with snake charming, do you mind showing me and them in on that?
So the snake charmers, Well, first off, snakes are deaf, so they don't have any external ear parts, they can't hear. So the music that the people are playing, the snake has no clue that the person is playing any music. What they're really doing is they're just following that guy's movement, because that's the closest, like, big scary monster to them, and they want to make sure he doesn't try anything funny. And a lot of times the snake charmers will protect themselves from the snake either by, like, taking out the snake's fangs so they can't bite them, or they'll, like, sew the mouth shut. So that way they're in absolutely no danger from that snake.
Which is terrible for the snake, because if you sew his mouth shut and remove his fangs, it probably has, especially with the sewing mouth shut, it can't eat at all.
Yeah.
Obviously, a venomous snake is a bit more dangerous than a non-venomous snake.
Yes.
So what are some of the different safety requirements or training that you have to go through for handling these?
So we do have to go through a pretty rigorous training program when we are trying to work with these guys. We have to have 15 hours of working with the animals with somebody that's already venomous certified. So, you know, we'll pull them out of exhibits, clean them, feed them, give them medication, really anything they could possibly need. So once you have your 15 hours, then you take a little written exam just to prove that you know stuff about them, and then you take a practical exam in front of all the bosses, or you're pulling snakes out of exhibits and stuff, and if they think you do everything safely, you'll become venomous certified yourself. Even when you're venomous certified, though, you can't work with them by yourself in the room. You have to have somebody else in here with you just in case something were to happen. Then that person can help you out, but they don't have to be standing there staring at you the whole time.
And you guys remember my copperhead video, and there was someone behind the scenes just in case something did go wrong, even though that snake was super calm. So let's go take a look at some other cobras.
Alright, let's go.
Now here is an adult king cobra, and about how long is this guy?
He is about 13 feet long.
So yeah, I guess you can get a good look at him. Almost my dad got B-rolled and he'll put it in the corner. So let's go walk over to the other species of cobra you have over here. And what is this guy?
This is a red spitting cobra.
And where can you find these cobras?
These guys are native to Africa.
And what would they eat, or like, yeah, what do they eat, sorry?
These guys are going to eat mainly rodents, so things like mice and rats and stuff like that.
And what would prey on them?
I mean, definitely something probably like a mongoose, because mongoose are definitely very aggressive, as you probably know. They go after snakes. Possibly, again, something like a bird of prey, anything kind of bigger than them that can get the advantage.
And obviously this coloration is not exactly for blending in.
No.
So how does that help them?
Well, usually things that have bright colorations like that, it's just to kind of advertise that they're dangerous.
So unfortunately the ending to this video from Cloud Plains Reptiland got corrupted and we sound like a bunch of turkeys. And we didn't want to sound like turkeys, so here I am redoing it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram, @ColeShirk. And as always, I'll see you next week.